All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Stage Speaking Warrior Training. I am Reni, your MC today. Before we start, make sure your camera position is good and you are audible. Okay. Before we start, I would like to also greet you who are watching live from YouTube. Hello there. Today is exceptionally special, especially for our trainees who are in the backstage. This is a day when their heart is beating faster than ever, the day that they've been waiting for, the day that they've been thinking about for days, and the day that when they are going to the next level. So today we are all going to witness the performance from all speaking warrior trainees. Let me explain briefly what a real stage is. Overall Stage is a platform where our trainees are going to showcase what they have learned in the speaking dojo. And by joining the real stage, they are going to go to the next level in the speaking dojo, from responsible recruit level to an innovative rookie level. A real stage is not just a real stage if it is not filled with nervousness and excitement. But before we start, let me introduce you to our two amazing judges who will give feedback after the performance of each speaker. Our two judges today are someone who are experienced in the public speaking field and SMLONE trainers. Let me introduce to you our first judge is Mashuri Ngadijaya.
Hi everyone. I would like to wish everyone all the best during the real stage. The real stage is a very important stage for all of us because this platform is provided to you to showcase your ability, showcase your ability to perform public speaking in a public platform. And I would like to wish everyone a really, really good luck. And I'm looking forward for your performance. So that's it. Back to our master of speaking dojo or our MC.
Thank you so much, Shuri. Now, let me invite our second judges today. Please welcome Miss Angeline.
Thank you very much, MC. So, hi everyone. First of all, congratulations to make it here today. I'm very sure, just like how you have practiced, you'll do well later on, and you are one step closer to the next level. So, best of luck, and I'll see you again later. Back to you, MC.
Thank you, Miss Angeline. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know all of us cannot wait to watch the performance of our amazing trainee today. So, let's just kick start to the real stage after the 60 second ahead. All right, 60 seconds is up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to you our first speaker who will deliver a speech about education. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vicencio.
All right, thank you, Miss.
Hi.
So, do you ever wonder
Are you
what will happen? Do you ever wonder what will happen if there is no education in this world? So, good morning, everyone. I am Vincent Son, and today I am going to share a speech about education. It is commonly held that education serves as the foundation for overall development. Life is based on development and growth are what made life what is it. If we put this viewpoint into the context of education, we can say that education is the all-around development of an individual's personality. Thus, education is nothing more than the overall development of an individual's personality. Education is a man-making process. As a result, education is essential for everyone. Education is a learning process in which knowledge, skills, and habits are passed down from one generation to the next. Furthermore, education is critical for a person's overall development. For example, the personal, social, and economic development of the country. When we discuss the importance of education in our daily lives, we must admit that it improves our personal life and aids in the smooth operation of societies by protecting everyone, including ourselves, from harmful and unexpected events. Formal education and informal education are the two types of education. Formal education is essentially a learning process practice in which a person learns basic academic or trade skills for a living. Formal education or formal learning begins at the most fundamental level. It continues until people reach the college or university level, where they study bachelor's degree and master's degrees. It's governed by a set of rules and regulations, and upon the completion of this course, it may award a formal degree. It's provided by highly qualified, educated teachers who are also subjected to strict disciplines. Informal education in which students do not attend a specific school or college. They do not employ any particular learning method or technique. When a father teaches his son how to ride a bicycle or a mother teaches her daughter how to cook, this is the example of informal education. Informal education can be obtained by reading books from any library or visiting any educational websites from the internet. However, unlike formal education, informal education does not have a set curriculum or time frame of learning. So, what is the importance of education in our society? The role of education in our society is huge. Education is the key to opening more resources for growth and progress in life. An educated person can push his family and society in various fields to grow more. So now I will share some reasons which will give you the idea that why the education is really important. First is stability. The importance of education in our life provides stability in our life. You must be heard that everything can be divided, but your education can't. With the help of education, you can increase the chances to make your career better than others. The second is financial security. Education helps us with financial security. In this era, if the person with higher qualifications get higher paid jobs, which help them to secure their future. The third is self-dependency. Education makes us self-dependent in our life. The education done by a person belongs to him only, and with the help of this, the person can feel secure and self-dependence. The fourth is freedom to choose any field. A person can choose any field for him during the study. A student has the freedom to choose what field he or she want to make in his career. There are a lot of fields like an advocate, engineer, doctor, etc. And fifth is more employment opportunities. In the present time, it is the hardest task to find a job. A person has to compete with thousands of candidates of jobs. Lower the education level is directly proportional to greater than the number of candidates for the job. Also, if you are applying for lower level education jobs, there will be low paying jobs. But if a person has good qualifications and educational background, he can increase his chances to get his dream job. Then, what is the importance of education in the life of a student? Education is one of the most important and necessary aspects of a student's life. It enables students to conduct analysis when making important life decisions. Education is essential for a student because after receiving sufficient education, a student will be able to choose suitable career path for themselves so that they can succeed in life through education. A good career provides students with financial independence and support, as well as mental satisfaction. Students' education helps them improve their communication skills. For example, their speech, body language, and a variety of other communication systems. In this era of rapid technological development and transformation, Education assists students in making better use of technology. In conclusion, as we all know, education is a critical component of everyone's life today. Education has a value that makes people valuable and knowledgeable. It has the same monetary value for everyone. Everyone has the right to have education. Without education, life can be extremely difficult and survive to survive. Let me end this speech with a quote from Malcolm X. Education is the passport to the future, but the future belongs to those who prepared for today. I think that's all. Thank you.
Wow, that is a very nice speech from Vicencio. Now let me invite our judge who will give their feedback. Please, Mashuri.
Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, sir.
How do you feel after delivering your speech on real stage?
Uh, feel relaxed?
Feel relaxed? All right. Yeah, because I could feel that your performance is also really composed. You are calm in handling all the situations. You handle the stage really well, and I could imagine you are speaking on the real stage, which means it's not just online stage, but it is the real stage, and you are standing tall on the stage and you're delivering the speech comfortably. Well, that is the impression that I have, and I am also really impressed by how detailed you are giving all the information. You have done the research behind the scene, and that is shown by the level of the details that you share with all of us. Well, in terms of building up the arguments, I think I am very compelled with the way you are forming the arguments. Well, in public speaking, we know that there are two types of audience: the one that uses logic, and another type is the one that uses emotions. Your speech, your type of speech, is appealing in terms of the factual parts, the logical sense, right? However, there are a huge parts of the audience that are waiting for emotional connection with you. And how do you forge that emotional connection? Is through simply personal stories. Stories of how, let's say, if you cannot find your own stories, you can use stories from your friends or family or relatives that you know, and present it and in a strong case that, hey, this is about education. So my suggestion is, if in the future, because you have the strength of building logical argument already, try exploring the emotional arguments by putting in personal stories or stories from your friend or stories from out there that is unique and related to the message that you are to deliver. Because I can see a huge talent in you, and keep practicing, keep performing, because you have a bright future ahead of you. I am excited to see you in the next level. Hopefully, you can improve upon what your performance today could have been. All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Rui.
Vicencio. See
Thank
you
you
in
so
the
much,
next
Rui.
level. Congratulations.
All right, thank you so much, Yuri, for your evaluation. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about stop bullying. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our speaker today, Wisely Lee.
Good afternoon,
Hi,
everyone.
good
Hi,
afternoon. Okay, are you
my
ready?
name. Okay, I'm ready.
The stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wesley, and the issue that I have come to share and talk about is bullying. It is all around us. No matter what you think or have done, you might have bullied someone. There are many issues in the news that involve bullying and bad things that happen, as well as being affected from people bullying them. Bullying has been a quickly rising problem for the past few years. Bullying is happening everywhere, and the chances that you will encounter it are high. Around the world, bullying is big, particularly within the schools and in online cyberspace. What started off as all fun and games has caused kids to commit suicide or suffer from depression. It is unfortunate that bullying has become such a widespread problem, affecting one in every four children. Adults often worry about bullying because it is difficult for them to figure out how serious this problem is. They can only go by what they are hearing or seeing, which may not be the worst of it. It is important for victims of bullying to know that they are not alone, and it is not their fault. They should also remember not to bully back. However, at the same time, the victim needs to make sure the bully never wins. Once a bully starts, they will not stop until there is no more satisfaction in bullying that person. Instead of letting the bully control them, the victims need to speak up, whether they say something directly to the bully or to an adult who holds more power. A last resort could be walk away from the bully whenever possible. Acting in such a nonchalant manner could convince the bully to stop, because it would no longer be fun. This can be as severe as the difference between life and death. Many people think that bullying is tough. It's not tough. For the people who think that bullying is tough, you want to know what tough is? Go up to the people you tease and say that you're sorry. That's tough. What numbers of suicides have to take place before before the society realizes that bullying kills people? How do we get through to people that pulling someone down won't make you reach the top? It's not funny and it's not a game. Telling someone that they're fat doesn't make you any skinnier. Telling someone they're stupid doesn't make you any smarter. And telling someone to die definitely doesn't make you any better than them. It takes 1 second to say these things, but a lifetime for someone to get over it. We need to start standing up to those who believe they can walk all over us and do whatever they want to us. We are human beings, just like them. In school, I have a support system. I have people there for me who will bring me back from that edge. Because of those people who I call my friends, I'm still here. We, as a community, need to be that support network for these people or these students who can't speak for themselves. We need to be the things. Bullying happens when more than it should, but you always have the power to make a difference. If someone is alone on the playground, will you offer to be his friend? If someone gets pushed down, will you lift them back up? If a friend is sad because of a mean text or a message, will you send some kind of words to make him or her smile? If someone puts you down, will you believe them or choose to believe in yourself? Be a part of the positive, not the negative. Speak up and spread kindness. Bullying is wrong. It is never okay. It's never cool. It never makes you look good by doing it. You always have a chance. Be the person that is smart enough and confident enough to be friends with everyone you meet. By doing so, you are sending the message that you are self-assured enough not to care what others may think. I hope everyone learned something from this seriously. This is an issue that's been costing lives. As human beings, we can change that. Be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wisely, for your speech. Now, let me invite our judge today who will give their feedback. Please welcome Miss Angeline.
Oh, hi. Hello, Wisely. Be the change to the world. And I think today you have just changed a perspective of a lot of people in this world. And thank you very much for spreading the awareness to stop bullies in the world. And I think the choice of your topic today is very great. And so, Wisely, what I really love from your speech is the good choice of words on your speech. I think you really carefully structurized, organized, and also crafted your speech that it turns out I was really onto the content of your speech. You have a great content on your speech, and I think with the persuasive, persuasive element of your speech, you have successfully, grabbed our attention as an audience. So very well done, Wisely. And Wisely, when you have a great content, when it could be combined with a great delivery, I think it would be a perfect package. So today, I would like to give you the other one, which is in the delivery. So when you want to persuade someone, especially when you talk about when you want to spread awareness, all of our delivery, all right, including our facial expression, our eye contact, our hand gesture, all of them really play a big role in it. So just now, because you have a great content, I would like to give you a suggestion on the facial expression. So when you are actually talking about bullying, when you want to spread the awareness, when you want to emphasize that bullying is not good, you can actually show that kind of facial expression that uh, you can show that kind of facial expression. For example, you can say, do you want to blah 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 blah. So you actually show that this is urgent, this is something that should be brought up, that everyone should know. So you can play around with the facial expression, but then when you talk about something more excited or happy, then you can smile a little bit. It will give a color to your speech. All right, that is about facial expression. And then one more is about the camera position. So Wisely, I think you have a proportional camera position where I can see at least until your shoulder. So it is proportional, and I could see your hand gesture clearly just now. And to help you adjust a little bit more, I think it would be better if you could place it the same height as your eye level. So as if you are looking straight at us. Because when you are looking at the screen, it was like you are looking downside. All right, so if you could position your camera as high as your eye level and look at the camera point directly, you could give a constant and a better eye contact. All right, all in all, Wisely, very well done. Congratulations. You are now on the next level. You have finished your real stage successfully. And thank you so much for sharing. Keep on delivering speeches, because I believe your speech today, maybe it is only heard by all of us, but one day later, it will be heard by thousands of people. Thank you so much, Wisely. Back to you, MC.
Okay, thank you, Miss Angeline, for your feedback. Now, let's have 1 minute silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, welcome back. 60 seconds is up. Now, let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about shower yourself with love. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Felicia. Hi. Are you ready?
Hi, Miss. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, the stage is yours.
Thank you. What do you value about yourself? Have you loved yourself? Well, now I want everybody who's watching, to close your eyes, give yourself a warm hug, take a deep breath in, and slowly exhale from your mouth. Don't forget to smile. Consider the top 5 qualities you have in yourself. I'll give you 15 seconds. All right, time's up. How do you feel? Good, better, or nothing? Well, it's fine. Hello, I'm Felicia Rimba, and I'll be sharing about self love. What is self love? Self love is a type of appreciation towards oneself. Self love means totally accepting oneself, treating oneself with kindness and respect, and nurturing one's own growth and well being. When you love yourself, you create self confidence, self worth, and compassion in yourself. But on the other hand, some say that self love is selfish. Well, the truth is, self love is not selfish at all, it's essential. Self love is not about hubris or bragging about how great you are. It's totally a wrong definition of self love. So, to truly practice self love, you must first figure out yourself. Get to know and understand yourself. Go deep into your heart and your mind. Try to understand yourself. What are your values, your truth, and what are the things that could make you feel happy? Take a moment to think about them. Everyone, I'm sure, craves happiness. Happiness is actually the thing that you create for yourself and by yourself. Especially the youth nowadays. We sometimes, as we grow older and older, we make ourselves feeling more desire, we have more and more desire to develop, to make ourselves better and better, to be perfect, to be the best, to achieve all our dreams, and also to live a happier life, and many, many more desires. Especially the youth nowadays. We sometimes put too much pressure on ourselves, that as a result, we lose ourselves. We get lost in our way, and we draw ourselves away from happiness. And at that moment, you'll realize and you'll regret. But there is not always too late to make a change. There's only one aspect in the universe that we all can be guaranteed of changing, improving, and developing, and that is ourselves. As I've said before, first, do self-discovery. Accept yourself as who you are. Embrace your worth. Start concentrating on yourself, your development, and your improvement. Put yourself as the top priority in your life. Now, let me share 3 simple acts that you could do to practice your self-love. First, train your positivity. List 5 positive aspects of yourself, like we've did before. These can range from your life successes to friendships you cherish, or physical or characters that you admire in yourself. Doing this on a daily basis teaches you to look for the positive sides of yourself, to appreciate yourself. Imagine to praise yourself more rather than criticizing yourself. It will be great, right? Second, mirror work. This mirror work is what I've done like every day. So it's like this. Every day and night, walk to the mirror, look at yourself deep into the eyes, say to yourself, like what I said, I do this every day and night. I said to myself, Felicia, you've done great today. You're a great person. You're precious. I love you. Trust me, this work is really effective and powerful. You'll see how your self esteem and confidence soar if you keep doing this. At first, it might feel weird, but keep on doing this. Trust me, you'll see how your self improved. Third, and the last one, is be childlike. Self love is never away from us, it is just simply put aside. Worries tend to fade away as you recall your childish innocence. Am I right? Find a photo of yourself as a child and thoroughly watch it. See the innocence and sparkle in your eyes and discover that in yourself now. To summarize my speech, self love is the foundation for being assertive, setting boundaries, and creating healthy relationships with everyone. Practicing self care, pursuing our interests and our goals in life, and feeling proud of who we are. Life's road may be filled with difficulties and lots of mysteries, but keep in mind that with self love, everything will be better. The harsh winter will pass, and you'll grow and bloom like a beautiful spring flower. Shower yourself with love and live your life with full of happiness, joy, and a far more meaningful life. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Felicia. That is very nice speech. Now let me invite our judge who will give your feedback. Please, Mashuri.
Hi, Felicia.
Hello, sir.
Hi. May I ask you, how long did you prepare for this speech?
Around 3 days ago, I guess.
3 days. All right. Because I could totally feel that you are putting much effort into it and you have gone through a lot of planning as well, especially in the beginning. You were opening it with a very, very captivating manner. For example, you asked all of us to close our eyes and give ourselves 3 words or few words that could encourage all of us. And I could feel that that is a very clever opening that instantly captured our attention, and it is packaged inside such a way that it is very smooth. You know what makes a good opening a good opening? Sometimes executing this kind of opening is not as easy as it looks like. For example, you need to have a clear pauses. You need to have to basically ask people with the right words, with the simple words, so that people can follow. And I think that that is a very nice opening. Not only from the opening, the closing part is also amazing. Yeah, you did give a summary on what to do and how to basically give us 3 tips of what to do to shower ourselves with love. And I strongly impressed with the message of the speech. Well, one point that probably could elevate this speech to the next level is in each points that you shared just now, if you could add story inside it. It doesn't have to come to from yourself. It can come from other people, but the highest value of story comes from personal story. If you can share personal stories inside each point, then this speech would have been perfect. Okay, so you have a lot of talent, you are on the right track, and I could see that in the future you could become somebody that is very influencing, and somebody that can use words as something that can change the world. So keep on honing this skill. I see a lot of talent, and I'm very excited for you to see you in the next level, Felicia. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
That is from me.
All right. Thank you so much, Shuri, for the feedback. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about why stereotypes are harmful. What an interesting title, right? Okay, let me welcome to you, JD. Hi, JD. Okay, maybe JD have a trouble in the connection. All right. Oh, okay. Are you ready, JD? Hi, JD. Are you ready? Can you hear my voice? Hello, JD. Can we start now? Okay, maybe JD have some trouble in the connection, so let's move to the next speaker who will deliver a speech about money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Justin. Hi Justin, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, the stage is yours.
Well, as Miss Rani said that I will deliver a speech about money, then let me ask you guys something. Of course, we all need money, right? But what is money? Why do we need one? And why do we have it in our life? Good afternoon to my respected judges. I am Justin Riley from the House of Lights in SS1 Friendship Class B. A very warm welcome to everyone present here. Today, I am here to deliver a speech on the topic money. Money is the most important aspect of our lives. Everybody wants to lead a prosperous life, although it is true that money cannot buy all the happiness. But money is the reason behind the cause of happiness. It can get us to buy all the natural products and services like flats, bungalows, cars, gold, diamonds, etc. Thus, it can be said that money can be earned by those who know how to value it. Am I right? It might not be everything one wants to own, but it's a thing that one must own to survive. Yes, money is such a thing with a necessity and not a luxury in today's world. The other names given to money are currency or cash. Different countries use different money to run their tasks. Well, example, the USA uses the dollar, Britain uses pound, Indian uses rupee, our country uses rupiah. Yeah, something like that. Money is an essential commodity that has a significant influence on our lives. It is the amount of money that decides whether the person will be able to live or die. Rich people who have plenty of money have access to all the luxuries of life, but the poor, who barely owns any of the money, have to face hardships on an everyday basis. Earlier, people used to barter system to buy and sell goods and services with the invention of money that completely changed. Now, money is used as a medium of exchange. If a person buys or sells any commodity, one needs to give or take exchange for it. Well, money has the power to change one's social status. Yes, that is true. Maybe there's some example like Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Ma, the rich people in the world, Bill Gates, something like that. A person who owns a lot of money gets immense respect from society, like them, like the example just now I just said. People look up to them. Whereas if a person is weak, in the majority of the cases, they are exploited. Society refuses to accept them and pushes them away. While growing up years, many children have to face discrimination if their financial status is not functional, which means they are poor or don't have any money. Other children make fun of them and they are cornered, laughed at due to their dirty clothes or torn shoes. This affects their mental health to a great extent, which no one bothers to notice. Children who do not own enough money are forced to work to feed their families. This leads to child labor, and as a result, they have to give up on their education. This is how the society works now around the world. In spite of this, it is true that money helps many people who have done proper planning to save their hard-earned money. Well, let's take an example. In Indian society, the importance of the middle class is immense. Usually, this section of people earns in the initial years of their lives, while their body permits accumulating a lump sum of amount of money as savings for their future. This helps to live a tension-free life after retirement. Thus, money is proved to be a crucial aspect of life. One must make sure to use it wisely before it is gone. It is essential to think about how we spend our money. If we earn more than enough money, then it should become our responsibility to help others who do not have it. Or in other words, we can donate them. We all do need money, but it doesn't mean that we should do everything just for money. The thing we should always do cherish our own family. Parents, siblings, grandparents, we should always cherish our own family. But also, it is not the meaning that we don't need money, right? But we must know that family comes first than money. Some people in the world think that money is, yeah, number one, the top. So they step aside from their family, and once they got a lot of money, they have lost their family already. What I mean they lost their family is that they lose their attention. Because when they finding money, they don't even give attention to their own family. This is only some example. Not everyone is like this. So as I say, money will always fulfill our lives, but that doesn't mean that our life is just for money. It's more than that. So at the end of my speech, I came up with a conclusion. We all need money, yes, but money is not number one. And for how we spend our money, we should save it up for our future and our kids' future. Don't use money if it's not necessary, like buying expensive stuff like Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton. Yeah, that is just an example. We may buy once in a while, not every time, but we all should keep our money in order to make a better future, like our kids' accommodation, our needs, retirement money, and money is just a stuff that we carry on to fulfill our lives. Remember that we have a family to be loved and God cared. Don't get too busy finding money while our parents at home thinking, why are we not going home? Of course, I won't do that. It's just a scenario of the people around the world. Some people, not all, but some. So I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my speech about money. Sayonara and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Justin. That is a very interesting speech about monies. And now let me invite our judge today who will give their feedback. Please, Miss Angeline.
Well, hi, Justin. You look like a professional speaker. You look like very experienced speaker when you are speaking. And so, how do you feel, Justin, after your performance?
Well, I kind of think that it's good I have finished my speech.
Yes, it was really good, Justin. I really enjoy your speech very well. You have the talent on making it enjoyable for the listener to listen to your speech. And Justin, what I really love from your speech today is how you twist your speech at the end. Because at first you were talking about money, and you direct us on all of us need money. But then at the end, you twisted it by saying, but then money is not everything. Family is the priority. I really love that part. You bring us on curiosity, you drag our attention, and then you twist it. So you totally grab the audience attention, starting from the beginning until the end of the speech. That was really impressive, Justin. Good job on that. And also, Justin, I love how you use question on the beginning of your speech and also at the end of your speech. Those are called rhetorical question, where it does not need answer from the audience. You let the audience ponder and think and reflect about the answer by themselves. Very well done. And Justin, just to amplify the impact of your speech today, I think when you ask the question, the rhetorical question, you can pause for a while. You can pause for 1 to 2 seconds. For the audience, you give the audience time to think and ponder about the answer. So you give them time to reflect. It will amplify the impact of the rhetorical question. Okay, that is the first one, the usage of pause on your rhetorical question before you move on to the next sentence. The second one is that just now you were actually using hand gesture, and I can feel that it is a very natural use of hand gesture. Yes, and I love that when you did this, right? And to just make sure that it is clearly seen on the screen, there's a tip for you. All right, you can actually make sure that your hand is between your head and your shoulder, so it's here. Yes, just now you were using your hand gesture, but it was a little bit cut off here. So it will be even better if you can show it clearly on the screen to make sure it is between your head and your shoulder. So it's here. All right. All in all, Justin, that was a very great speech, and I really cannot wait for your future performances. I really do hope to watch more of your speeches. Keep on delivering speeches. You'll make it big one day later, Justin, I believe. Thank you. Back to the MC.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Angeline, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about creativity. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Melvina. Hi, Melvina, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, the stage is yours.
Rise and shine, guys. Hope that your day will be happy as ever. My name is Melvina Koja, and today's topic for my speech is creativity is the new currency. We all for sure know what is creativity, right? So now I'm going to tell you the exact definition of creativity. Creativity is defined as the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems, communicating with others, and entertaining ourselves and others. In simple words, creativity is the ability of a person or group to make something new and useful or valuable. It happens to all areas of life, like in science, scientists have to use their imagination to come up with explanations. Music, musicians are so creative and imaginative because of how amazing it is that they can make a simple group of words become meaningful and inspire and touch everybody's heart. And one more example is art. Creativity in art is being able to make something by thinking out of the box and inspires us. So a creative person is not only mean that they can make beautiful drawings and paintings, it also can mean that they are willing to be different, thinking of new ideas and a risk taker. So now, I'm going to talk about why creativity is important in business in the present day. If someone asks me whether creativity is important in the business world, I'll definitely say yes. Why? Let me tell you guys why. Some people think that creativity only lies within the paintbrush of an artist or in the sculpture of an architect. But perhaps creativity can appear in more places than just a studio. In reality, creativity is not detained within one sector, and that's the beauty of it. Creativity Creative business ideas set companies apart from one another. Without creativity, every company would follow the same patterns or the way how they do in marketing or promotion, technique, or even the goods and services they may be selling. Creativity is crucial for businesses today, especially when the market is dependent on innovative, breaking technology. The collaboration of creative minds has the ability to push creative business ideas into reality. Once your business brain is able to think outside the box, the possibilities are endless. Let me give you guys one example of a creative person in the business world. Steve Jobs is one of the examples. Steve Jobs is the one who created the first iPhone in the industry. In the first iPhone, Steve applied a touchscreen screen to the phone that the people can interact with it directly by using their fingers. Fun fact, iPhone is not the first touchscreen phone, but the first one is called IBM Simon. But this IBM Simon provides a stylus so that the people can interact with it, and people can't use their fingers to interact with it. So right here is the main point. Steve Jobs stay outside the box. He has the idea to make a touchscreen phone by just using fingers to interact with it, not using a stylus. So from this story, we can know that Steve Jobs is a creative person because he thought of new ideas in his mind to make his company, Apple, to be the most successful company in the world. The last thing I want to share to you guys about is two tips on how to be a creative person. First, explore the world and go for a walk. Going for a walk, especially outdoors, is one of the best things you can do to boost your creativity and encourage new ways of thinking. It's been shown to increase creative output by up to 60%, likely because spending time outside can activate all three of the brain's creativity networks. You'll engage the executive attention network because you'll have to focus on where you're going. You'll be free to daydream. You'll which activate the imagination network, and all the new stimuli in your environment will activate the salience network. Second, learn something that you can't do. Learning something new can improve your creativity. Learning a new skill occupies your mind and helps you focus on something positive. It helps keep you motivated. Once you have mastered one skill, keep the momentum going and learn something new again. So this is the end of my speech. Remember, creativity stands at the center of all education. It's been a pleasure being with all of you today. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you, Melvina, for your speech. That is a very nice speech. And now let me invite our judge to give their feedback. Please, Mashuri.
All right, Melvina, how do you feel after the real stage? You ask. You need to turn on your mic, by the way.
Sorry.
How do you feel after the real stage?
Uh, feel good that I finished my speech.
Okay. Well, what I can feel, what I observe is that your performance is well prepared in a way that you prepared the draft really well. You have a lot of arguments that are strong, and you make the case why creativity is needed and is a center of in education. Well, one part that would be my suggestion for you going forward, Melvina, with this strong foundation of building a good draft, a good speech draft and content, I would like you to engage more with the audience in the future. You know, how to do so, how to do so, how to do so. The strategies, there are a lot of strategies. First is, of course, eye contact. Eye contact is the most simple way of making connection with the audience. For example, if I'm talking to you directly and I'm looking at you in the eye, that creates the impression of, yeah, you're talking directly to me. That is the first step of interaction with people. This cannot be done if we rely on our draft, if we read on our draft. Therefore, much more effort needs to be put in into mastering the draft. You don't have to memorize draft. People always say that I need to memorize a speech. No, you don't have to memorize a speech. Most of the time, my suggestion to people that want to be comfortable in speaking in public is just to tell what you understand from the topic in your own way. That is the first. The second is add in personal stories, personal experiences, or experiences from your friend, the nearest people around you in your speech. That would have been much more impactful and easier for us to remember because it is something that we have experienced in the past, so we don't have to memorize the whole thing and we can tell it already. That is the first two strategies that I can suggest to you. Nonetheless, in this performance, I think the presence that you have on the stage, your facial expression, and then the way you appear on the screen is somewhat very likable. That's why that is the huge advantage that you have. You are able to attract people's attention by the smile already. Facial expression is good. So explore more on in terms of the delivery part. Therefore, you can make into the big stage in the future. And this is a very powerful tool. Once you master the public speaking skills, you have the influencing skills, you have the communication skills, you have the leadership skills, and this will be a huge advantage for you going forward. So keep on fighting, keep on doing the good work that you have done, Melvina. I can't wait to see you on the next level. Congratulations, Melvina.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Shuri, for the feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up now. Let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about why stereotypes are harmful. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome JD. Hi JD, are you
Now,
audible now?
yes, teacher.
Okay, now the stage is yours.
Thank you, teacher. Before we start, I would like everyone to think of a very common stereotype you ever heard of. Is that stereotype positive or negative? What if a person from that race heard that stereotype from you? How would they feel? We all have stereotypes, but the reality is that no matter what kind of stereotype it is, whether it is positive or negative, stereotyping is harmful. Good afternoon, everyone. I am JD Tamizi. In today's speech, I'll tell you why stereotypes are harmful. But first of all, what is stereotypes? Stereotypes are the idea that everyone within a certain group shares the same characteristics. And while some people say that I don't stereotype anyone based on their appearance, the truth is everyone does it. We can all think of a stereotype we've ever heard of about different races, cultures, or genders. Stereotypes don't just appear out of nowhere. They're based on ideas and experience. When you encounter someone, you make split-second judgment based on that individual appearance. Within an instant, your brain is trying to determine whether that person is trustworthy and safe or not. And these judgments will affect how you feel and how you act. Like when you see a big, strong man with tattoos all over his body. You'll try to stay away from that man because tattooed men are often stereotyped to be a criminal, danger, or drug addict. Or your own experience within a certain group, and then it tended to apply to an entire group. And many of stereotypes were developed when you were a child, when your teacher showed you famous scientists and historical figures. What race were most of the examples? Or when you're watching crime stories on news, what race did you see most often? How did your family treat people who were a different race from them, who tends to appear in magazine or advertisement as the ideal standards of beauty? Do you see certain types of people being portrayed as smart, wealthy, healthy? These are some of the examples of how stereotypes are formed. But the problem is, everyone is different. Not everyone acts the same as their groups, as their race, as their surroundings. But if you meet a stranger, you didn't know that person well, then these stereotypes will affect how you behave around them, how you make decisions. For jobs, when you're reviewing resumes, for example, the candidate's name may influence whether you contact them. Names that make you think someone is part of a certain group or race may attract you, while other names may deter you. Or assuming someone of a particular race has a certain occupation. In daily life, when you see individuals from a certain group approaching you, you might walk to the other side of the street. Or when you're choosing sit in class or in public transportation, you'll choose based on what people look like. Think of how they will feel when seeing you act that way. Yes, you may not tell them in front of their faces, but they can see your expressions, your actions, your behaviors. These things can't hide what you feel. Other than that, being stereotyped can lead to self-stereotyping. This can happen when people want to be more included in their group. They'll change themselves to fit in that stereotype. For example, a child being taught that people of his race engage in illegal activities is more likely to do so during his lifetime. Or when someone with a certain body type dreams to be a model, but because of the stereotypes where models are skinny and tall, then that person will try to go on a strict diet that can end up with eating disorders, for example, or even give up on their dream. And stereotypes about genders can also limit women's and men's capacity to develop personal abilities, pursue their professional careers, and make choices about their life and life plans. Men being stereotyped as tough, unfeeling, expected to conceal emotions. So when men start to be emotional, they are considered weak. Or the idea that certain styles of women's and girls' clothing are restricted to men and boys. Or women aren't allowed to take some kind of job or earn more money than men. So, stereotyping can lead to discrimination. Next time, before stereotyping, stop and ask yourself, is this true? Or am I assuming it based on experience with other people who look like her or him? And then try to get to know that person more before you judge them. Once stereotypes are challenged repeatedly, it makes it harder to stereotype in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, JD. That is a very great speech about stereotypes. Now, let me invite our judge today who will give their feedback. Please, Miss Angeline.
All right. Hello, JD. It was a great performance from you, JD. I was really impressed, JD. Despite the connection issue just now, but then you came in here looking very confident, smiling to the audience, smiling at the screen, and start your speech and edit very well. Very well done, JD. It was a very impressive performance from you, JD. And what I really love from your performance today, especially, is how you started with a question and how you project confidence. The moment you start your speech, I can feel that you are a great speaker. And also, you didn't only tell us why stereotypes are harmful, but you also provide the tips on dealing with this. So you actually give a solution to the audience. So we feel like we got something to learn from your speech. So very well done, JD. And I can see that you really know where to put pressure on your speech, where to emphasize the message. That I think your message today really stands out about how harmful stereotypes is, and with your detailed explanation and example. Good job, JD. And so, if I can give a suggestion, I have two today. The first one is just now you were actually using a hand gesture, and I think that hand gesture is very firm, very supportive. I think to help you maximize it, you can actually stay in the middle of the screen. So you can make sure that your position is in the middle of the screen. Yes, correct. In the middle of the screen, so that when you want to use your hand gesture, one of it will not get cut off like this. Okay, so it stays on the screen. That is a little bit only about hand gesture, but then the rest is really great. And one more, when you are talking about stereotypes, when you already tell us that stereotypes are harmful, and when you already give the tips of dealing it, I think it would make us, it would reach more hearts of the people here if you could add your personal experience on maybe watching people stereotyping, or if your surrounding also did that, you can actually tell that kind of experience, so that the audience can relate more to your speech. All right, but all in all, JD, that was a great speech, and congratulations, now you're on the next level. I cannot wait for more of your speeches, JD. Thank you so much for sharing, and I'll see you on the next opportunity. Thank you. I'll give the control back to the MC.
All right. Thank you, Miss Angeline, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute silence to give time for the judges to finalize their evaluation. Alright, 60 seconds is up now. Let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about the Pomodoro technique. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michelle. Hi Michelle,
Thank
are you
you.
ready?
Yes.
Alright, the stage is yours.
Have you ever felt unmotivated when you're supposed to get into work? Maybe because of the huge amount of work, or maybe a huge project that seemed impossible to finish. And whenever you try to actually get into work, you will eventually get distracted. And yes, that was me before I met this technique called the Pomodoro technique. Then, are you wondering what the Pomodoro technique is and how does it work? My name is Michelle, and today I will be talking about the popular time management method called the Pomodoro technique. Before actually going into what is the Pomodoro technique and what does it do, I would like to share a little bit of my experience when I found about this method and how did it work for me. I personally really enjoy using this technique. I started using this technique not that long ago, maybe I started this year. It really helped me get through my task well, especially when I'm going through my examination season. This is one of the methods that I would choose. It helps me go through my materials well without making me feel overwhelmed. So, what is the Pomodoro technique? The Pomodoro technique is a time management system where we break our work time into intervals. Traditionally, 25 minutes of work, then separated by 5 minutes of work. These intervals are known as Pomodoro. It is known to speed up the learning process and increase productivity by providing the users with maximum focus, which allows them to finish their work faster with less mental fatigue. The Pomodoro technique was invented by Francesco Cirillo back in the early 1990s. The Pomodoro technique is named after the tomato-shaped timer that he used to track his work. If you're the type of person who tend to get distracted easily, or maybe have lots of open-ended work that could take up unlimited amounts of time, or maybe if you enjoy games and challenges, then the Pomodoro technique may be the one for you. The process is really simple. You can start by making a to-do list of what to work on that day and get a timer. You can use a kitchen timer or even the timer in your phone. There are also many apps that could help you with this. So first, you can start by picking a task in the list you made and set your timer to 25 minutes. Then continue working on your task until the timer rings. Once the timer rings, you can take a short break for 5 minutes. During this time, I recommend getting up and avoid staying at the same spot you work. I personally like walking around for a bit, or I will use this time to use the bathroom or to refill my water bottle. Then after 4 Pomodoro cycles, you can take a longer 15 to 30 minute break. Actually, what makes this method effective? Sometimes we put things off to avoid negative feelings because it is uncomfortable to stare at a huge amount of work or a big project. When we look at the work, we may not be sure on what to do, and it involves a lot of uncertainty. As a result, to avoid these negative feelings, we will leave our work and procrastinate. And by applying the Pomodoro technique can help us to finish our work without feeling overwhelmed. We break down a huge load of work into small goals that you can achieve in the next 25 minutes. By doing this, it keeps us extremely focused on one thing rather than getting overwhelmed by the huge load. In addition, we tend to get distracted during our work time pretty often, right? It is because we don't plan in advance when we are allowed to take a short rest or a time for us to get distracted. The Pomodoro technique allows us to have breaks throughout the day so you know when you are able to refresh your mind and be distracted for a while. Not only that, it turns work time into a game. If we look at this the fun way, then work will not be as boring or terrifying. The timer here acts as a countdown and the task that you have to work on as the mission you have to accomplish. And to win the game or finish the level, you have to complete your task before the timer rings. By turning work into a game really helps in increasing our productivity as it changes the boring task into a fun challenge. While the work break intervals are the main thing from the Pomodoro technique, there are some things you can try to make your Pomodoro even more effective. You can try to extend the time of your Pomodoros.
Some type of work need extra or extended time. At these times, you can alter your timing intervals from the 25-minute work and 5-minute break to something like a 50-minute work and 10-minute break. But feel free to adjust the time to your liking. Next is to try to get away from screens during the break. When your timer goes off, don't just directly go on your gadget. Give your eyes and mind from a break from the screen. Maybe go outside, stretch, move around, or even grab a snack. Finally, one of the best things from this technique is that it's free. So even though you turn out not to be suitable with this technique, you don't lose any cash. And is the Pomodoro technique the one for you? Actually, it is the matter of personal preference. Some technique that work well on me could possibly not work well on you. But if you're curious and struggle with procrastination, but you haven't found any method that suit you, go ahead and give the Pomodoro technique a try.
All right, thank you, Michelle. That is a very helpful tips from the speech. Now let me invite our judge who will give their feedback. Please, Mashuri.
Hi, Michelle. How do you feel after the delivery?
Feel relieved because I was nervous.
Okay. Well, it doesn't appear that you were nervous. You were very comfortable in front of the screen, and I think that that is a huge advantage that you have. You control your nervousness really well. Congratulations. That is something that is not easy as well, especially when you know at the back of your mind that this is going to be watched by a lot of people in the future as well, right? And I think I would like to congratulate you on that point. Well, today topic about Pomodoro technique. I think you choose a topic that is really different from the others. It is about time management, and I think as a student, it is something that is happening and very relevant for even not only for students, even for working class people or working people. They are in need of time management skills, and when you share these important values, valuable information for people, and you give them the strategies, I think that this is going to be something that people can look up to from time to time, and you could inspire a lot of people and help a lot of people, and that is what public speaking is all about. I think you grasp that really well. That's why you choose a topic that is so relevant and so relatable. On that front, I want to say that one thing probably can be added to this kind of speech is for your presentation. I could see that you were moving your eyes from side to side, probably because you were having because a lot of information that you need to deliver, and it's hard to just you just want to make sure that nothing is being forgotten, and that's why you have notes probably on your side. I would probably suggest you, when you want to place these notes, it's okay to have notes. It's okay to have notes, okay? It's okay to have notes. What is not okay is just to have the full script in front of you. Because when you have a full script in front of you, your eye tends to glance through it. For example, when I'm looking from side to side from my screen, you were able to see my eyes moving, right? So that is why if you want to have notes, have small notes or just the main point sticking just right beside the camera. That is the strategy that you can use, so that your eye contact is still given to the audience, or at least we don't call it as deceiving the audience. However, it just create an impression that you were paying attention to the audience. When you are talking directly to the camera, that creates an impression of interaction. Just remember, your notes should not be the whole script. Small notes and just the main points, and place it just right beside your camera, and that would create the impression that you are not reading from your notes. However, you're interacting with the audience. So that is all that I can give to you. It was a pleasure to listen to this informative speech and valuable information as well. Thank you for choosing this topic. I can't wait to see you on the next level, Michelle. Back to
Thank
our
you, sir.
MC.
Okay, thank you so much, Shuri, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now, let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about Halloween prank gone wrong. That is like a YouTube thumbnail, I guess. Well, let me welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Winnie. Hi, Winnie. Are you ready? Okay, now the stage is yours.
I have a confession to make. In junior high 1, the first year of my senior high year, I made an amazing premiere, getting known as the rebellious class by pranking a biology teacher in our school. The whole class got punished the next day. This is a true story. You can check it with our school vice principal Wei Lawson. The twist is, I was the one who made the whole incident happen. It all started in October 28, 2018. It was a peaceful morning when I arrived school and had entered my classroom. I saw my friends theorizing about how to prank someone with a water dipper. That idea of that came from a water dipper in our school that was used as part of a chemistry experiment last time, but no one bothered to return it back. So it stays in the class for a very long time. So me, as the nosy kid, decided to join in and help them theorize. The idea is that we set the water dipper on top of the door, and it will flip downwards when somebody opens the door. That means that if we fill it with something, and that something falls when the door is open. We planned the whole mechanism on the paper, and the next thing we know, we actually did it on our classroom door. And it worked. I felt like an actual engineer. Then, I came up with the idea to prank a teacher who coincidentally has a birthday near that day on 31st of October. Of course, I meant it in a good way as a surprise, and I just didn't want the engineering masterpiece to go to waste. So we waited until the day, filled the dipper with crushed paper, and set up the prank right before her lesson. It worked. After the papers fell, we sang happy birthday to the teacher and had a great time. I don't know the exact sequence after this. Maybe after seeing the prank work and the reaction that we got was good. One of my classmates suggested that we prank our biology teacher as a Halloween prank, as 31st of October also happens to be the Halloween day. His name is Sir Wilson. He was our biology teacher for 1 semester, and he seemed very kind. So I thought that he wouldn't mind and would just laugh it off. And so we rebuilt the whole mechanism, set it up before the biology lesson, and waited for him to come. He came in, the papers fell, and then he walks out again. Apparently, he's in a bad mood. Normally, everyone with the right mind, will stop the prank and say sorry immediately, right? But apparently not. We set the prank one more time again because of miscommunication, and when he opened the door the second time, I happened to stand behind the door. Now, in this instance, there is good news and bad news. The good news is the dipper got stuck on the door. The bad news is I happened to get a large bruise on my knee because I tripped on a guitar case last week. So I jumped by reflex and it pushed the dipper so the paper fell on his head the second time. He got furious and of course in the end, the whole class got punished. I've always felt sorry for my classmates. If I hadn't pushed the dipper that day, would we get punished that bad? Would we be interrogated and asked to do a reconstruction in front of the whole school for 2 days? If I hadn't tripped on the guitar case last Wednesday, will things be different? I spent months suffering from my own thoughts. Is this my fault? But the whole class did the prank. But I'm the one who made the sir furious. After not getting answer, I told this matter to my mom. And her
answer is simple. Why do you still think about that? It has been months. Go do something useful and go help me wash the dishes. At first, I was pissed. But then I thought to myself, yeah, why do I still think about it? None of the classmates ever blame me about it too. Why do I have to think so hard? I found out that day that I had learned acceptance. There is nothing we can do about the event that are beyond our control, except accepting them and moving on. The thoughts that I thought to myself are useless. What could it change? So, in the end, this Halloween incident gave me two valuable life lessons. The first is acceptance, and the second is the most important. Never try to prank your teachers. Trust me, it wouldn't end good. I give the control back to the MC.
All right, thank you, Winnie. That is a very interesting speech. Now, let me invite our judge today who will give their feedback. Please, Miss Angeline.
Wow, hi Winnie. I was really impressed. That was a very, very entertaining speech, Winnie. What I noticed from your speech today is how you could inject humor to your speech that break the ice immediately. The moment you start, I was directly, all my attention was directly directed to your speech only. I was literally focusing on you and how captivating your opening was. The first 60 seconds, that was really, really great, Winnie. And the way you bring it up during your whole speech just now, it was really natural. You have you know where to pause, you know where to emphasize that your humor is successful. I love it on how you said like an actual engineer. I think that kind of terms really stands out, and it really makes us smile and laugh. And it is a successful, entertaining speech. Very well done. And a speech is still a speech where even though it is entertaining, it still contains message. So that was what you have done today. Very well done. Very structurized, with humor, with message, a whole complete package of an amazing and attractive speech, Winnie. Nobody would not want to listen to this speech. I believe so. And so, Winnie, if I could be part of your improvement journey, I think I only have one. I only have one, which is in the camera angle only the angle. So when you could adjust your camera, the same height as your eye level, where it's like this, all right, where when you see the screen, your eye and the camera is on the same height. That was a perfect level for your angle. All right, to help you, yes, that's a perfect angle. This would be much better. All right, this will help you to to increase your eye contact effect to the audience, to lock the audience heart by your eye contact. All right, but then all in all, Winnie, that was an impressive speech. This is one of the most entertaining speech I've ever watched, with a heart-touching message. You know where to pause, you know what to do, and you've been on the right track. So keep on going, keep on delivering speeches, Winnie. And I really hope to see more of your performances. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you for bringing smiles to all of us. Back to the MC.
All right, thank you, Miss Angeline, for the feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up now. For the next speaker, I will welcome to you. All right, let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about how to not regret. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jasmine.
Hello.
Hey,
Am I
Jasmine,
audible?
are you ready?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the stage is yours.
Okay, to start off, of course, everyone has regrets, right? No matter how small it is, as an example, I have regret doing my homework 1 minute late, and the result is late submission. You know how Google Classroom writes the due time at 11:59 p.m., yet if you submit it at exactly 11:59, you're late. And then I think, I should have done it earlier, 1 minute. But, well, to be very honest, that's my fault for doing my homework last minute. But you know, procrastinating is a very hard thing to fight with. But yes, that's counted as a small regret, even though it's not a big deal. It won't affect my life, my career. And I guess I'll forget it the next day because it's not serious. So, what is regret? Regret is a negative emotion like guilt, sadness, or anger that hinges on counterfactual thinking. Counterfactual thinking? What is it, you might ask? Essentially means that we look back and concoct imaginary scenarios to convince ourselves things could be better. The example is the one I have said previously, my experience. Our brains are really good at constructing these alternative worlds in which we would have done different things, and a lot of this is based on our desires, our wants, or needs. Regret can have negative impact, emotional or physical, and if it's serious, it can lead to mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and chronic stress associated with regret leads to hormonal imbalances and a weakened immune system. That's seriously bad, isn't it? So today I'm going to give you some tips so you won't regret or how to let go of your regret. First, you must learn from the action you have done in the past because regret is an instrument part of goal setting because it's a moment that you can think how to avoid similar outcome in the future. So if you're drowning in what you could have done or should have said, consider thinking about what you have learned instead of thinking, everything would be different if I did that. I shouldn't have do that. Ask yourself what the disappointment, anger, or regret you're feeling right now is teaching you. Because nobody can change the past. But your feelings right now could have an advice or what you can do differently in the future if you have the similar situation. Second, accept what you cannot know. Regret focuses on what you could have done differently. But the truth is that you don't know that everything would have been better if you had made a different decision. All our actions have a ripple effect. That is, there's an influence on our choices that we cannot calculate. Usually, the impact of our choices is only truly visible years after the decisions are made. Even if something looks really bad right now, oh no, why did I do that? We don't know what the future holds. And because we cannot predict the future, nobody knows that our regretted decision could turn out to be only a minor setback years later. So instead of creating a scenario that overemphasizes the positive outcome if you did differently, you can think about how a different choice also might have impacted you negatively. Third, try to lower your expectations. Regrets are an indication that you have personal standards for how you live your life. But part of being a human involves occasionally falling short of those expectations. If your expectations of yourself is very high, you'll be very disappointed if you didn't meet your own expectations because it's your own. More than if you didn't meet the expectations from someone else on you. But expectation doesn't always mean your expectations of yourself, but it can also mean your expectation of someone else. The higher you expect something from someone, the more disappointed you'll get if they failed to meet your expectations. And the result, you'll regret expecting something from that someone. And from the movie Spider-Man No Way Home, Zendaya said, if you always expect disappointment, then you can never be disappointed. But it doesn't mean you need to go that far. It's just if your expectations is high, you can just lower it a bit so you won't be that disappointed. 4, do something fun, like your hobbies, whatever it is. Since now is pandemic, you have so much free time, so if you just lay at bed, think about useless things like, oh no, why did I do that in the past? Then it's just wasting your time. So better you do something you like. You can even play games, or you can use it as the time to study. And that will be a very helpful way for you not to overthink about the stuff happens in the past. And that is all I can give. Thank you.
With a little bit of spoiler from Spider-Man. Okay, now let me invite our judge who will give their feedback. Please, Mashuri.
Hi, Jasmine. I think you're very comfortable in front of the camera and you are very expressive. And that is what I like the most from the performance that you just put forth just now. How do you feel after the real stage?
I'm happy that I finally can eat my lunch.
Okay. Well, yes, I was really, really impressed with how expressive you are on screen. And what I also really appreciate is the way you engage with the audience, the way you know, this is a very heavy topic if we consider it ourselves. Regret is something that is heavy to talk about, right? But you bring it so lightly that it also packed full of punches as well. So it is not just for entertaining sake, it is full of a strong message. That is what I like from the speech. And one thing that probably stands out the most is that you are comfortable in expressing yourself without to make a case just now, like when you were saying it's a fuss for you, you express it with your body language. I think that is a very, very good display of emotional connection with the audience. Probably one suggestion that I can give to you is this speech would have been even much more attractive with a little bit more adjustment. What adjustment? This is a technical adjustment. Okay, let me show you what. If I deliver speech like this, Jasmine, if I deliver a speech like this, you wouldn't be able to see my facial expression, right? It's not as clear as this one, right? So at the back of your let's say at your back there is a light source that is striking at your back, and then through the camera it makes your facial expression less visible. I would have hoped that, let's say, if it is possible to rewatch this whole presentation, I wanted one light source in front of you, because you have been so expressive. That is something that can build a lot of connection and a lot of tension. All right. So going forward, taken from this experience, just try to put one light source in front of you, and that would have been perfect for the delivery. All right. So that is the only suggestion that I would like to give you. Continue this journey. You have a lot of talent to share with a lot of people, and your sharing can impact a lot of people as well. So make sure you make use of this advantage and talent that you have. Congratulations. You are now on the next level. See you in the next level. Bye-bye, Jasmine.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Shuri, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now, for the last speaker, let me welcome to you, who will deliver a speech about the power of determination. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shalina. Hi, Shalina, are you ready?
Hi, yes, I've been waiting for 1 hour and 45 minutes actually.
All right. Now, okay, the stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you had an experience where you see or watch an average person who doesn't have any particular talent achieve something massive, something really great? All this time, we've been taught that if you're talented, you will achieve something great. But is success solely based on the gifts that we're born with? Or is it something else? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shelly Nathan, and I'm here to speak about determination. Back when I was around 9 years old, I was enrolled in a martial arts class. Really cool, isn't it? Most of the students there were males whose physical strength was twice of mine, and even the sensei, the teacher, was twice my size. I was always intimidated by his size. And I would always try to, stay invisible so that he would never pick me to show my skills in front of everyone. But not everything always goes according to plan, right? So there's this one day, one really special day for me. So we were training for our upcoming test. You know, the test where we get a new color belt that shows I'm on the next level. So yes, that kind of training. So a lot of people from various dojos in Medan came together to practice together. And there was around hundreds of people there. So as usual, I was trying to stay hidden. I was pretty small back then. I was trying to stay hidden. But the teacher just had to pick me to show my skills in front of those hundreds of people. I was sweating. I was nervous. I was not confident in my skills because I knew that I had not practiced enough. So I stood there and I felt hundreds of pairs of eyes staring down at me. So the teacher motioned for me to start. I shakily raised my wooden sword and started the routine. It didn't end well though, because I messed up a lot. The teacher, who was twice my size, was not happy with that. He reprimanded me in front of everybody. And some of the people that did not even dare to see the scene unfold. The sword felt heavy in my hands, but I knew that I had to keep going. After that incident, I didn't dare to see anyone in the eye. I didn't dare to look at everyone. And I went home embarrassed and sad. I didn't participate in the exam, even though my parents had paid for it, because I knew that even if I participated, I would not pass. So for months, I trained really hard. I don't partner up with females who I knew will just make my strength just stay there. So I had to find stronger partners that I didn't really dare to, spar with. So I sparred with my brother, who was 3 times stronger than me. I always sparred with him every single meeting, and sometimes I sparred with the male peers and my seniors. Bruises always littered my hands and my legs after the training. It heals, and the next meeting I would always get new bruises. But it's fine because I knew that I'm getting stronger and better. So, in the next test, I participated and I passed with flying colors. Now, although I'm not the black belt student, I haven't reached that level yet, but I am proud of how far I have come. So, what is it that makes someone successful? Is it the physical talent? Is it the educational talent? No, it's not. It's determination. Determination, the one thing that makes the impossible possible. In order to succeed in life, we need the quality of perseverance in us. Obstacles are inevitable. We will always fail. We will definitely meet failure along our way to success. Successful people, they have this quality of perseverance in them. Life is like a wheel. Sometimes we're at the top and everything great is happening. But then we go down. This is where we lose motivation. And then we go up again and down again, up and down, over and over again. So, what is this thing that keeps this wheel going? You're right, determination. Determination is what keeps us going, even though we're at the most bottom. Even though we feel insecure, even though we're stressed, anxious, even though we feel like we can't do anything in our life. People who lack determination will give up when they're down. And then the wheel stops and they won't go any further. But the people who has this determination in them, who has this drive inside them, will keep going and going until they eventually reach their goal. But it is important to note that determination is not just about not quitting. It's also about improving ourselves. Because if you keep going without improving, you won't go any further. You won't gain anything. You'll just stay there. So you have to improve to go further. And doing that is not called determination. Just keep doing the same thing over and over. It's called stubbornness. Be aware of the difference. Determination is what makes us achieve the impossible. It is one of the most valuable things we can have in our lives. Whether or not we are successful is determined by the grit and commitment that we have towards our goals. And recently, I read this really interesting formula on the internet that has stuck to my mind longer than any of my physical formulas. So I want you to write this down anywhere, and I want you to keep this in your mind. Listen carefully. Success equals idea plus determination. Ideas without determination, to me, is just plain fantasy, and it's just a waste of time. Because even you have a really brilliant idea, but if you don't work hard towards it, you won't gain anything. Now, I have a question to all of you who's watching it now. I want you to ask yourself, do I have the never say die attitude? MC, back to you.
All right, that is a very powerful speech from Shelina. Okay, now let me invite our judge who will give their feedback. Please, Miss Angeline.
Hi, Shelina.
Hi,
How are you?
I feel really great now.
Okay. Well, Shelina, if there is a speech that I would remember forever, yours will be one of them. I really, really love your speech and your enthusiasm, your spirit, your confidence. That was a very, very impressive performance, Shelina. I was totally attracted to your performance. I feel like I live on your speech. I live on your story, Shelina. That was really, really great. I was even getting goosebumps when you were delivering your speech. I was totally in awe, Shelina. Very well done. What stands out the most from your speech today is how fluent you are and how powerful each and every words you mentioned you delivered. That was really, really great, Shelina. And I love it how you use stories as well as you add a little bit of information from the internet to support your speech. I think that both of them, when it is combined, it creates a very memorable speech. And you use the power of repetition. You keep on repeating determination, perseverance, that your message sticks until now. All right, so very, very well done on that, Shelina. Smooth transition, powerful voice. You know where, how to use your tone, where to put pauses. I was totally speechless, and I think I have one point to help you amplify a little bit the power of your speech is when you mention about the information that you get from the internet, about the formula of success. I think if you could add the source of the internet, it could add the credibility to your speech. For example, you can mention, I found this formula on, for example, blah, blah, blah.com, something like that. So that could add credibility to your speech. And I want to give you a challenge because I think you are more than capable of this challenge. I would like to challenge you to stand up, to explore the stage, to make use of the screen so that you can give a better performance and a better speech in the future. You can explore the stage, move around, and I think that way nobody would want to, not listen to your speech. It was a great performance. I had a great time listening to your speech. Well done, Shelina. Back
Thank
to you.
you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Angeline. Now let's move to Sir Mashuri, who will give his feedback to Shalina.
Hi, Selena. So I'm requesting from the committee to give me opportunity to speak directly to you because we only able to comment on one for one jury because this is because of the time and so on and so forth. But I'm so amazed with the performance that you put forth that I requested to speak to you in this manner. Well, you are of course have this huge talent of speaking, and when you are speaking, the charisma that you display is there. And one thing that probably I'm being nitty gritty just to push you through to the next level because I think that this is a wonderful speech. It's a national competition level of kind of speech. And I would like you to be the top three on that caliber. Okay. And if, let's say, just now, the execution, in terms of the execution, if you were to use the determination, not just by repeating the word, but using the pattern of focal dynamics, for example, the power of determination. So you can use that repetitively whenever you want to mention the power of determination. So you can capture the audience attention directly. Okay, so if let's say in the future you want to create a message and you want to repeat the message, make sure you use a pattern of voice as well. So the same way you spell it, the same way you say the word, so it sounded the same throughout the speech. That would have made a huge difference because directly after the speech, people would take back home the power of determination. So you can say it that way, and it will capture audience attention to the total room. So basically, if you imagine it is a big room, the whole room would be standing and giving you a big round of applause. So that is what I want to say to you. It was a good speech that you need to hone a bit, change a bit, and you have a huge future coming forward. I can't wait to see your future speeches. Keep on exploring. The power of determination that you have would take you to the next level that you would never imagine before. So, congratulations. Welcome to the next level, Shelina. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
That
sir.
is from me. Yep.
All right, thank you so much, Shuri, for the feedback. All right, Selena, the long wait is worth it. All right, so let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their talks. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of Speaking Warrior Training Real Stage. So thank you very much for tuning in this session and see you again tomorrow. SMLONE, making you better you. Bye. See you.